Hello everybody, appleandapps.com here once again. Today we're checking out CSR Classics, which is built on the CSR Racing game, but now it focuses on classic cars. So we'll dive into a race to show you that the CSR Racing style is here still, it's familiar. In essence, you're performing on these drag strip races head to head, and you just try to make it to the finish line before your opponent. The game is all about timing, as you tap the gas pedal on the right side of the screen to rev your engine to get in the green section right there for a perfect start, and then you try to shift by touching on the right pedal, and it's all about timing it up based on when the little light indicators get into the green section, or you can just try to listen to the sound of the engine. So that's how you win a particular race. And then the game, it's part race from CSR Racing, but then there's also another part to it that's about restoring. I mean, we leveled up right there, and that's going to upgrade your car, and that ties into the restoring, because you're going to get cars that aren't the highest quality. Like right here, you can see our car, it's all banged up and it's rusted, it's just an old junker. So we'll restore with that upgrade based on the coins we earned, and you can see it's a finer looking car all of a sudden. There's a bunch of different upgrades, the engine, exhaust, nitrous, all that kind of good stuff. But the main thing is restoring these old cars. And speaking of cars, you can go in, you see there's a bunch of different brands, we're swiping through them right here. And you can even get into the Shelby GT500. And this shows you that the game is free to play and there's a lot of IAP. So you can get the unloved model right here, it's all old, rusted up. Or you can get the loved model, but you see how much it costs. It's 2,048 of the gold coins, which you earn at a very slow pace. If you go into the IEP section, you see to get to that many gold coins, you're going to have to spend practically $20 to get that Shelby GT500. Granted, you don't need to, that's completely optional, but it is there for you. You can just be good with the car that you have right off the top though. So there's also multiple game modes. That was the ladder where you're using your own car, but in the daily battle, which we'll go into right now, it's essentially a random car, so you get to try out different cars. We'll see what this is, because you don't know what it's going to be before you go in. So we got some Camaro action, some Camaro SS, and then you and your opponent have the same exact car, so then it just comes down to racing skill to determine who finishes first. Perfect. Late. So this car shifts at a quicker pace than our car. Through us a bit. It looks like we're gonna win. Boom. Okay. So that's another daily challenge. And each thing that you do is again gonna contribute to your coins to upgrade your own car, even though that was a daily challenge, not you. Let's go into another mode, is regulation mode. So this is more of a difficulty-based scale, where ladder gets difficult every single time. The regulation mode gives you a specific difficulty that you're going to go into in a given race. So again, the same style, revving the engine with the gas pedal, and then focusing on shifting gears. So this setup right here is identical to CSR Racing, and there's actually a number of games that have copied this style in their own form of drag racing, whether it's that Fast and Furious 6 game or Racing Rivals, all with that similar idea of just timing up simple movements where you're not actually driving the car, you're just focusing on quick switching racing. So another aspect on this map is the mechanic. This lets you use gold coins to have a boost for one particular race, again tying into the free-to-play style of the game. So now we'll go back and try another ladder. And so since the racing is similar, what really distinguishes CSR Classics is the restoring aspect. So, you know, we're using this Chevy Impala that we've already restored 2 levels. So now you're just going to keep upgrading it and going into different cars. It's all about collecting, restoring these classic cars, whether it's the car we're driving, shifting right now, or the Mercedes 300 SL, Gran Torino, Chevy Camaro, which we showed, Ford Mustang, Skyline GTR, all these kind of classic cars, and just restoring them from these old junkers that would be found on some abandoned lot to their past glories. So actually lost, too busy focusing on talking about the backstory of the game. So let's go in, and now we gotta get some upgrades. So we have enough, let's get some nitrous for sure. What else? Tires are key, because they're also on the same level as the car body in terms of restoration. And I think that's all we can afford for now. So we should go in and try that same race. Also worth noting, in the upper left you see a gas tank, and that shows your fuel level. Each race costs 1 fuel, and if you deplete that, you're going to have to use gold coins or wait for it to replenish, which is just like CSR Racing, and is one of the negative connotations in the game that is going to be shown and used in more other games because of the popularity of CSR Racing. So now we got the nitrous. Let's focus on this race. Shift in, shift in again, shift, got into some perfect shifts. Now we use the nitro, and they're catching up, but they ran out of time. Cool. Another win. And you can see the earnings rack up and time back into new upgrades. So let's check out a couple of the other cars that you can pick up. So you see all the different makes and models. And then just going back into the unloved versus loved. Loved model, you can see how the owner is kept in really good condition. And then look at just the degradation of this other car. And that's just that intro Audi 100S. But you get the idea there. So let's try this ladder race again. Hopefully we can pull it off this time. Another aspect worth noting is the graphic design. Really high fidelity in these cars, but I mean, they don't have to do that much since you're just in a straightaway, but there is a lot of detail that goes into these cars to make it relatively authentic. Catch up. Close. Photo finish. Made it. That was a pretty slick win if I do say so myself. And so that means we should, in essence, be prepared for the final boss battle. So the crew, it's composed of 5 members, where there's 4 intros before you get into the boss, and then once you do get to that boss, you can move on to the next tier. But let's focus on this race before showing you that. So another part of the graphics detail beyond the cars is the surroundings. Like you're in this like Las Vegas strip, and there's a lot whizzing by, a lot of ornate graphics. Hopefully it comes across in the video. The superb design graphics that are included. So we beat the first crew member in this particular battle. Now we know what it is. And this is some big earnings, which should help us onto the other members. So that's essentially what you have to expect if you decide to pick up CSR Classics for yourself. It's free, it's universal for all iOS devices, and we hope you enjoyed our Apple and Apps in action video. Just wanted to show you multiple tiers on the map, so you got 5 big battles in addition to the modes we showed per tier, and we'll talk to you next time.